Another coffee run in another Porsche on what is a fairly grey, gloomy winter's day. But this 992 Turbo S is definitely brightening up my day. So this is a project car from Sportec. I really wanted to test drive the car, show you all what they've done, just get out and have a bit of fun basically in a Porsche, because why not? But before we carry on with the coffee run, today's video is sponsored by MusicBed. Now this is the brand that I very much like. I've been using the platform now for over 2 years. I use the music in all my videos. It is my favorite platform for music. They have just the best music on this platform, so super happy to be working with them as a brand ambassador. I get so many questions about the music on my videos, and it's all from MusicBed. And if you've not heard of MusicBed yet, here's what it is. I use the platform every week since 2 years. It's very user-friendly and has the best music out there. I use it for all of my videos, including client work, which for me personally is a highlight of MusicBed, that you can license individual songs for your clients. Music plays such a big part in videos, setting the mood and creating emotions. It really is so important to use the right sounds in your videos, which will take your content to the next level. You can now also find a Cars with Luke playlist with all of the songs that I use in my videos. Sign up today with the code Cars with Luke and get 1 month free when you purchase an annual subscription. So there we go, thanks MusicBed for sponsoring another video of mine. And now onwards with today's video. So this one is currently producing 800 horsepower and 1000 newton meters of torque. And I've also just realised I'm going the wrong way. Squeaky ceramic brakes, which I personally really like, gives that race car feeling to the drive. And off with the power. It's just ridiculous. I don't know if I quite need that amount of power, but it is fun. And being a Turbo S 4-wheel drive, it does handle the power extremely well. I'm also going to compare it a bit to my GT3 in today's video. Getting to the coffee shop very, very fast today. So a quick talk through on what they've done to it. As I said, more power, so mapped to 800 horsepower, 1000 newton meters of torque, and that's also done with, you know, bigger turbos, bigger intercooler, etc. We then have these custom Recaro podium full carbon fiber seats. I do really like the look of them. The thing about them is, now I've had a lot of questions about these seats, and when they came out, everyone was freaking out about them because they just looked so awesome. And Sportec have made these look extra nice with this custom Alcantara and stitching, and their logo on the top looks brilliant. But getting in and out of them, it's just not fun. The side profile of them is such thin carbon fiber. If you have these, if you order them, just be prepared that your left leg is going to be covered in bruises after 1 week. Once you're in them, however, brilliant. So the position I'm in right now, they've put them in a really nice place, slightly tilted back. I feel really good and secure and actually comfortable. Now, I'm not the most flexible person out there, so maybe you would be able to get in and out better than me. So that's the only downside to them really. Once you're in, it's fine. As a daily, might become a bit of a hassle. It's currently got the Sportec wheels on also. I think the style of the Sportec wheel actually really suits the car. Some small details like upgraded race brake pads as well for the ceramic Porsche brakes. Carbon fiber everywhere, so full carbon fiber side skirts, front spoiler, rear diffuser, mirrors on top of the wing. Regarding the colour, it's this matte silver wrap, which is okay. I'm not a big fan of it. Last time I spoke to Sportec, they actually said they're thinking to remove it. Underneath it's black. I told them my advice is to remove it. I would go for the all black Batman spec, especially with the yellow ceramic brakes. Can't go wrong in a Porsche all black and yellow brakes. The exhaust, as you can hear, definitely not stock. The nice thing about it is it just sounds nice. It's not too loud, it's not too quiet, so you're having some sound to give you more of the sensation of speed. I was speaking to an owner of a Turbo S yesterday, and he said one of his issues with it is he's always speeding in it because you don't recognize how fast you're going, and I think stock is a bit too quiet. So with this sound, it definitely gives you more of a sensation of the speed you're doing, which is really good because this is such a ridiculously fast car, especially now. Let's do a little sound check under this very small tunnel bridge. You've got to love a turbo. They're just mental. So briefly comparing it to my GT3 in the sense of kind of would I take one, or why would I take one of these over my GT3? So I think Sportec are selling this, so it's now finished and now they're going to sell it, and I think they're selling it for, I think, 309,000 Swiss francs, or it's up for sale for, which is 59,000 more than my GT3. Would I take one over my GT3? No, definitely not. I love this car, amazing, but the GT3 for me still is actually just beating everything. Everything I test drive, I'm like, it's good, I love it, but it's not my GT3. Now, of course, though, this is much more usable than my GT3. It's four-wheel drive, it's got an 8-speed gearbox. You know, you can use this all year round, you can use it in the winter. Theoretically, you could use my GT3 in the winter, but it's not practical. It's not really usable. So for me, this is kind of like a greatest hits car. A little bit of everything inside. Let's do another quick sound check. Does sound good. Does sound really good. Quite terrifying. Oh, that was a bump and a half. That was actually a small bump. Sorry, Sportec. That was just a regular bump in the road. Speaking of which, it has uprated suspension. So it's got a 3-way racing suspension on, hence it being quite a bit harder than usual, as I just found out then. But it is still totally usable. I've been driving this now for 4 days, and that was actually the first time that it made a bit of a bang on the suspension, which you can do anyway in a stock Porsche GT car. You have the same issue. So for me, what's transformed this Turbo S is the suspension setup and the exhaust. The power is just really, really nice, but Sportec are really good at setting up suspension. They do racing suspension for teams. I've always had my suspension set up done by Sportec. So of course it's a bit lower, they've adjusted the camber, the steering is much more sensitive. Now for me, the steering feels like somewhat of a GT3. Just madness. Let's do a quick motorway acceleration up to the Swiss speed limit of 120. That's all I can do, I'm afraid. I would like to do more in this car, but that's it. Okay, let's do a rolling 40 kph to 120. I won't go flat, but holy moly, that was an experience. I don't think I've seen a needle move that quickly before. So I was watching the revs, obviously, to change gear at the right time, but I was hitting, so it goes into the red line at 7,000, and I was hitting 7,000 so quick that actually I couldn't lift my eyes up onto the road. I mean, just literally like blink and then you've got to look back down. Crazy. But if or when the day comes that I do need a more practical Porsche, I would 100% go for this. Right now I don't. I love my GT3 more than anything. I also want to keep a rear-wheel drive car. I don't need the extra space. And I've now got two cars, which means I can use the GR Yaris in the winter, GT3 in the summer. Perfect. But if I had to go for really one car, Turbo S definitely. With these modifications, perfect.